Welcome back. Today we are discussing about of HVAC project part 1. So how to create supply air and how to create return air, how to connect from supply return air to AH unit for the duct creation. That part we are completed today.
Step 1. So we'll use to the tool system command from the A terminal. So first, most of the time, what I observe when you are doing the practice, you are not modifying the object. For practice purpose, you are placing. So my suggestion of that, so you can go to the edit type. What is the dimensions you are providing that you can modify for? For requirement of my needed 200 by 200 duct size I required. 400 by 400 I require to the terminal size. So this is a diffuser thickness I require to 50 mm. So these I am modifying. Click on OK. So what are the A terminal positions are required? You can place. These are one point. Example. So these are one more point. And example. These are one more point. So this is an example. One more point. From there, so you can start to create duct also. So if you want to place it to the proper position to the duct to duct distance, we have a option called as a dimensions. So we have a tool annotation command. From there you can go to the align. So you can maintain to the particularly duct point to duct distance how you want to maintain. So from there, so if you have any particular distance to distance, you can measure. And you can mention to the distance to distance, you can measure. Based on the plan, based on the area, based on type of buildings, the distance will be measured. So select the A terminal. So you can mention the distance I require to some 5 meters. Example. Select this part. Again, I am following to the distance 5.5 meters. So now again you can select the object, change the distance from 4.5 meters. You can change. So you can control the dimension. So next part, from this place, if you want to prepare the deck, so before that, so first you can select this all A terminal. At what height you are providing? By default, it is providing 0 level, but it should be provided above the door height. So that height I am providing to 8 feet, or you can mention to the 2500. Sorry, pick this value. You can change it to 2500 mm. Click on apply. So now all objects move to 2500. So how can I check? Go to the east side and you can check to this A terminal. Now all A terminals are placing 2.5 meters. So if you want to change the values, select these all elements and you can change this one to 2.8 meter. Because of my floor height I am giving 4 meter of height. So you can select and you can move to level 0 to level 1. The components are available. So next step, go to the 0 level. From here you can go to the system, go to the duct option. So already we selected the size is 200 by 200. Now you can change to this option also 200 by 200 of duct width and height. From there I am changing this height 3.5 meter. 2.8 meter duct position is there. So next value is available 3.5 meter. I am placing of the duct. Then pick this value and click this point. I am giving to the some distance of 1.5 meter. From there I am creating the duct towards this area. Next you can control the dimension. Select this object. You can modify dimension. These I require to 3 meters alone. You can change. And so next object you can pick from here. So it is showing length alone. Go to the annotation. Go to the align command. From this particularly center to this endpoint distance. Select this value. I require to the dimension clearly. For example, 1 meter. You can change. It is controlled. Okay. So last session someone asked about how to control the dimension. The steps you can follow. So if we have any specific distance or restrictions having to follow dimension, you can follow this method. You can modify. Repeat the same step from here. Go to the system. Go to the duct option. You can switch to the size 200 by 200, 3.5 meter. Pick to this value. While creation, you can enter the dimension 1000, and from there, I am giving to the next value reference to this object, or you can enter to the 3 meters as a particular length. So because of this bend value, it is showing to the 3 meters. Including this bend dimension, it is there. Otherwise, 3 meter value is available in between of these space to this space, there is a 3 meter. But if you want to control the dimension from these duct center to this distance, or so this space to this distance, if you require 3 meter, it is different. So now go to this element and you can modify this dimension to 3 meters. So from this space to this length is 3 meters. So go back to the same command, go to the modify tool, and these commands also start to use. Align command I am using. Select this reference edge point and select this point. It is aligned. So no need to control again to the same dimension. So example of that, the same objects are available on this area. So no need to create again. So just you can go to this option and go to the copy command. Along the duct and duct fittings are loaded. So pick the center points. Select, these are the corner points are highlighted. Select the center point or select the reference point. So snapping points are highlighted from the screen. So what is the distance you want to maintain from here to here? You can enter the dimension. Like I required 4.5 meters. Done. 4.5 meter next object is created. From here, what is the distance you want to maintain? So I required to 4.6 meters. Done. So like that, what are the air terminals you provided? That all the objects you can provide, you can create the duct. From here, I am using to the different size. From here 200 I am maintaining. So next size I am giving to the 300 by 300. Or I am going to by 300 by 200. The size I am maintaining. So this is the branch and I am giving to the main supply. So you can follow the command system, go to the duct option and you can change to the size. Width I am giving to 300. Height I am following to the 200 only. The height I am following to same 3.5 meter. So start from these points, or you can measure from this point and you can create up to this area, so middle of this point. So it is not connected, you can observe. Now you have a tool, this trim command, and select these points and you can select this point. So the connection is built. Simple technique. So no need to use the connection option. Last session we discussed connection option. That is a method 1. This is a method 2. And we have a other size. So go back to the system again. So go to the duct option. I'm changing from here 300 by 250. Or you can go to the command 350 by 250 command I'm changing from this point. Select this value. I'm creating up to this end point. From here I'm changing this one. So to the 400 to 300 I'm modifying sizes. So I'm creating up to this point. So next value I'm giving, for example, 425 to I'm giving to 325. I'm creating next duct. So now these all objects it is not connected. The only first object is connected, remaining reducer created is completed. Go to the modify tool and go to the option trim multiple extend element. Select this element, select this reference one and select this part. Select this part and select this part. The connections are built. Okay, you can use these commands. You can start to use modify commands from today onwards. Till the time you directly created to the connection, you finished. So that is the method 1. Method 2, you can follow these steps. Clear? The same method, from here, I am started to create the next connection. Right click on draw duct. I am created up to this point. Okay, and same technique I am using to these all elements in my plan. So finally, I am going to be this command. Already yesterday we discussed. We'll go to the cap open it and select these elements. I am using to the tool mirror command. So this mirror tool. Select to the first point and select second point. So it is created to the supplier to this area. If my building rooms are available these areas and available on these areas, I am creating to the duct system to this point only. Same method, we have to start to the return air. Every room we have a return air supplier and we have a return air also. Follow the command, we will use to the command system and go back to the air terminal. We are selected supply diffuser. Till the time change to the return diffuser and go back to the size, edit type, and I am modifying 300 by 300. This I am changing to some example 500 by 500. This I am changing to 50. Click on OK. I am providing to the written diffuser. If it is a hall, you can provide in between of these two areas. If it is an individual room, every room we have to provide written diffuser. If it is an open hall, so you can place between of these center points. It is working. Or if it is every supply room is different means every area we have to provide written diffuser also. Select the written diffuser point 1 and go back to the point 2 and go back to the point 3 and go to the next point 4 and repeat the same steps. So one is about of you can create duct, you can connect. If not, we have an option to create. So these all elements by default are provided at the height of 0 mm again. So compared to this one, so if it is the same ceiling level, you can connect directly. In case it is open, so your supply return connected individually. If you're not having any ceiling and other things, so compared to supply air, it should be height into the return air. You can observe supply air should be compared to the return air, it should be down. So cool air, it will be come down. Hot air, it will be going to up. In any room, generally, cool air automatically come to the down of the floor. Hot air, it will be moved to the roof of the area. Because of the reason, we'll keep some height. So, or you can maintain the same height also. Select this part and you can switch to the height. I am giving to 2.6 meters. Done. We are having one more method to supply. Select this object, right click on this area, click on to the draw duct. I am giving the height up to 3.5 meter and create it to this object. And you can create to this area. Or you can change to the different of duct sizes and you can create to the point. From there, you can select to this point and you can change the size like 350 by 300 I am taking to the next size. The next I am taking to by 350 by 350 in the next size. Example, now I am taking to the next one is 400 by 350 I am taken to the next size. And the same part of supply and return air will connect it to this point. I'll explain how to connect it to the next part to multiple height. I'll show to that part. So this is a supply air part and this one is a return air. Both will be connected with the same duct area. Duct area to the same place it will be travel, supply and return air duct. So like that I am provided to this point. So next one is, so you can observe this one alone is connected. This part is not connected. Select this one and we have a command called as a connect into. Select this duct option. It is rooted. Okay. And select this object. Connect into. Select this duct. It is connected. Now select this object. Click on connect into. Select this terminal. It is connected. So to better understand, I am switching to the 3D view. You can see all objects are connected to the supply and as well as return air. And you can check to the shaded view so that models are connected display to you. The same process I am following. I am using to the mirror option. So here I am selecting to this object and selecting to these elements. We'll use mirror. Select first part and second part. It is mirror to opposite side. Completed. Next part. From this area, so I need to connect the duct to the rooftop. So these objects I am connecting to bottom of the floor. So both options are available. One is about of I need to connect to the return air and I need to connect to the supply air. So two connections are required. From here, you can select this object. Right click on this point. You can go to the draw duct. Either you can move to the top of the area. Change to 4 meter and 5 meter. So I am going to be above the roof. Now I am placing outdoor unit. Understand that. So select this point. I am doing to the command 5 meter. Click on apply. So connected. And to understand, go to the 3D so that object is there. But this object is not joined. Select this element. And already we discussed, click on this symbol, it is created to open. So it is not connected properly to this area. From there, you can go to the right click, you can go to the draw duct, connect up to this point. So the reason about of this size of the object, both are different. So the size of these element, both are different areas. Because of that reason, it will be showing to the warning. To the draw duct, so from here you can connect this element. It is created. So this method, you can change the duct sizes. If it is a different sizes, it is not connected. Modify the duct size properly. From there, you can connect it to the element. Okay. And so this connected to the rooftop. The same way we can do to the this area. Okay. So step 1, you can go back to the tool, select this element, and go to the right click, go to the draw duct, and you can use to the height around 5 meter I am providing, and click on apply. It is created to bed. So next part, select this object, enable this command, it is created to the bed. So that particularly this size and this size both are different. So one is a method, you can select this element, select this end point, you can route to the other element end point. Go to the top view. So by default, it is there inside. So when you connect it to this point, it will be connected. And you can check to the 3D and it is connected to that point. If it is not connected proper size, we need to the fittings. If it is a different size, so like that we need to the fittings also. So this method we have to connect it to the supply retainer to the next connection. From there, go to the level 1. So now we can able to see one supplier part, we can able to see retainer part. But you can raise a question, sir, I want to see to the below floor plan also. That case already we have an idea. So I want to see about a below floor plan. So we have a topic. So this base level, everyone I think already have an idea. Level 0, click on apply. So what are the floor plan you created? That is visible. Okay. So next part, we'll go back to the tool. We'll go to the non-mix. Only supply retainer part is showing on the screen. From there, you can go to the command. You are there into the next floor. Ground floor, we provided everything done. So understand that this is my roof. I'm only ground floor I am working. Already you created supply retainer part. In the rooftop, I am providing AH unit. From there, I am providing the chiller unit. So to place that component, go to the system and go to the mechanical equipment. So go to the mechanical equipment. So select the particular component. Here it is available to the AH unit. So I am selecting to the simple AH unit now. Select the AH unit and you can place on a screen. So where you are placing, that you can place with the help of this command. Or somewhere on the location. So depend upon your rooftop location, you can decide. Let's assumption I am placing onto this point. So pick this one. Go to 3D view. So that component is available to the next floor. It is not available to the below floor. Now my connection should be connected to this option. One is supply air, one connected to return air. So select this element and you can change the orientation. So this part we can see one is having to the out supply air, one is part to the in return air. Okay, and if you want to change to specific height, you can change it to 1 meter of height. So certain base I am creating to this object. From there, you can go to the one. You can select this element. Go to the right click. Go to the draw duct, and it is showing to the different size. So 1320 by 560 showing. So if you want to switch the size to specific your values, I am switching to some 400 by R 400. Or related to this size, you can modify. So once you can create, so it is created to the reducer. Otherwise, you can raise a question. This is a method 1. You can connect. So one more method also. Already you created this object and you can go to the edit type. Make it as a duplicate. So that is a 1. Sorry, 1. And next one is, so we have a options about of so unit width, unit height, unit depth. That is about of AHU dimension. So next parameter we have to check outlet radius, outlet diameter, and and height 2. We have these two inputs. I required only for 500. I required only for 400. Click on OK. Now right click on this point, go to the draw duct. So we can start to create to the same 500 by 400. It is connected. Previously it was different input. Now it is the reducer is created. Now I modify the sizes given to 500 by 400. So it is continue from directly from HVAC. So if you want to connect to this area, so I'm selecting to this point and I'm selecting to this height. From here, it is connected to the closed loop. From there, it is connected to the retainer to H unit. Supplier also we require. So go back to the same level and select this point. Right click on this point. Go to the draw duct. And from here, you can change to the size. That is also 843 by 406 is there. But you can check this one. So the size available 425 to 325. Select this area. Go to the edit type. And we can check to the value 843. But we require to around 425. I am changing. Click on OK. Now select this model. Go to the right click. Go to the draw duct. And so if you created immediately here, the bend is not created. So the bend also should be created. So I am changing the specific height to 3 meters. And I am creating to this point. So still that warning is generated. Go to right click, go to the draw duct, and you can change. Now we can see 3D. So that is connected to the height and it is connected to this area. Clear? Understand
Yes,
this
sir.
part? Okay. Dampers. So go to the dampers, go to the duct accessories. So you can place on the screen. So pick this point. I'm placing dampers to the all supply parts. Clear? So these all are placed
Yes, sir.
except this part. So it is a block line. Okay. Yeah. Go to duct accessories and place again to reference to this. Now it is connected. So this method we can create to the supplier and retainer and to connect it to the edge.